Access Fort Wayne offers reflections of our community. Production facilities provided by Access Fort Wayne are a service of the Allen County Public Library. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting organizations. For more information about creating your own television program with Access Fort Wayne, call 421-1250.
As I look back on my life, I keep coming to one event, one person, who shaped my views and made me the person I am today. Actually, there are two people. One you never heard of named Paula, and the other you have, Anne Frank. They may seem different, and I suppose in some ways they are, but in the way that matters most to me, they both are for helping others. I never met Anne Frank, of course, but I felt I knew her from reading her book, and Paula will never be world famous and will never, I suppose, be looked up to like Anne Frank. But she took me in when I was but a boy, and she took care of me and probably saved my life. So I hope you will look beyond what she did for a living and past the stereotypes and see her as a human being, flawed like all of us, but what is better than an act of kindness?
You look lost. Can you speak?
Yeah, I can speak.
What's your name?
I ain't got no money.
I don't recall asking if you did.
I ain't dumb.
Well, I don't recall asking that either. What's your name? How old are you?
21.
Oh yeah, right. Looks like you found a fountain of youth. Don't you know this isn't a safe neighborhood for a boy to be in? You got a home?
Yeah, sure I do.
Well, I suggest you go to it.
It's not around here.
Are you a runaway?
No! I mean, maybe. Sort of.
Maybe, sort of.
Maybe more I am.
Look, it's cold out here. And, frankly, you're scaring away my business. Listen, I live right over there. Why don't you come up and get warm? I mean, there's nothing going on tonight anyway. I'll make up for it tomorrow night.
What do you do out here so late at night?
Here, press the call. Oh, honey, you're too young. Quick, drink your coffee. Or you want some hot chocolate? No. Why don't you get warmed up and tell me your story?
Thank you. You're being awfully nice.
Well, I was once your age, in your shoes. Let's start at the beginning. I'm Paul.
Bill.
Nice to meet you, Bill. Now, are you in some sort of trouble? Are you running from the law?
No, I mean, I guess.
I guess it's either a yes or no question.
Yeah, I am.
What'd you do?
It's kind of a long story. How do I know you won't turn me in?
Listen. I'm not going anywhere. And neither are you. You stay here tonight.
Really? I don't...
No. Listen, sleeping on my couch is not going to cost me anything. And, well, if you're worried about earning your keep, I'll tell you how you can repay me. No, just tell me your story. I mean, maybe I can help. I mean, no matter what it is, I've probably done as bad or worse. And you know, as far as cops, I don't like them.
Well,
do your parents know where you are?
not exactly.
Well, there you go again. Either they do or they don't.
I guess they don't.
What, are you a runaway? I mean, where'd you come from?
I came from Mars.
Huh. You're very funny.
I was at this school in Ohio, a little town on the Maumee River.
Oh, I like rivers.
I do too. Helped me cope.
Do they beat you?
Not exactly.
Go on, I mean, start at the beginning.
They beat me, but not with whips or anything like that. But with words, expectations.
Go on.
I was at this Catholic military boarding school. For boys, all boys. And the teachers were all nuns.
Oh, that sounds awful. Boys being there without girls?
Yeah, it'd be nice to see a girl once in a while.
Yeah, nuns don't really count, do they?
Not those nuns anyway.
Did they make you wear uniforms, or?
Uniforms and carried guns and marched in cadence from the dorms to the dining room and then to the chapel.
That sounds awful.
They were supposed to make a man out of me.
And did it? Yeah, give me the answer to that.
Not in the way they planned.
Well, you don't seem like a bad kid. I mean, were you sent there for punishment?
No, the opposite. They sent me there out of love. My parents were so worried about my behavior, so they sent me there to be straightened out.
Are you a juvenile delinquent?
Only when it comes to school.
Oh, well, that sounds really interesting. Why don't you explain?
Well, my parents were staunch Catholics. They wanted me to be one too, and they couldn't see anything past the doctrines of the church. Like being a patriot, my country right or wrong. All connected, you know what I mean. And the doctrines made no sense to me. The Holy Trinity and the Holy Ghost and taking the sacrament and all that. I mean, I just couldn't understand it. I respected them for what they believed, but I couldn't understand any of it. So they got worried about me. And I was so unhappy.
So what'd you do?
They sent me to the boarding school. My parents, they were so worried. One year they sent me to another public school, and I was a different kid, but they didn't connect the two and sent me back to a Catholic school. So at the end of the 7th grade, they talked to the priest, and he decided I need some sort of intervention from the deity. They decided to send me to a boarding school, but the only problem, it was expensive.
Where was it? I mean, by the river, or?
Yeah, it was out by the river. Whenever I'd feel upset, I'd go out and sit and watch the river, wonder where it was going, dreaming that I could go with it.
I mean, so they thought you were mentally ill or deranged, or?
Something like that.
I never met a kid quite like you.
How so?
Bill, I hope you know why we brought you here. It's for your own good, you know? Somehow you've gotten off the track. We're sort of feeling like we've tried everything we can think of, it's not working. So your mother wanted you to hear it from her, your dad's running a little late, but what we're going to propose to you is for your own good. We think you should spend your 8th grade year at a military boarding school. Now, it's not far from here. Your parents can come and visit you. It's about 3 hours. It's on the Maumee River. It's beautiful. I know you like nature. You'll like it. Boys from all over the country go there. And you'll meet a lot of kids. You'll learn. You'll grow. So that's what we think is best for you. We wanted you to hear it from us. And we don't want you to worry about how your parents are going to pay for it. The parish, we're here to help you. We're going to help with paying for it.
Oh, honey, we just want what's best for you.
We know that. We love you very much.
If you want what's best for me, shouldn't you at least ask me if I want to go?
Well,
you know it's for the best, Bill.
Best for who? Not for me, for you guys.
Bill, you don't understand. I don't know how to make this clear to you. This is not a punishment. You keep thinking it's like a punishment. Look at it as an opportunity to grow, to learn. We want to make a man out of you. And, there's a lot of boys, I'm telling you, would give anything to go to this school.
But I'm not just any boy. Let someone who wants to go there take my place.
of course you aren't. You're our boy. You're special to us. Your father and your God loves you, and as soon as you know about that, your troubles will be over.
But he's why I have troubles. He doesn't love me. If he did, I wouldn't be sitting here, and you guys would understand me.
Billy.
She's trying to help you, Bill. She's trying to make you understand. Somehow you think the church is about violence. And I don't know where you get, come here, I want to talk to you a minute. I don't know where you get that in your head. The church is about love. Look at your mother.
Yes.
Would your mother steer you wrong? Would she tell you to do something that wasn't best for you? You know she loves you. So, and God is love.
But isn't this school a military school?
I'm trying to tell you, yes, it is a military school. But that's just for discipline, to mold your mind, to accept God, to be in the army of God. Look at it this way. Christians are an army of God. You, Bill, are a soldier in God's army.
But I don't want to be a soldier. Being a soldier is not love. Soldiers kill.
We're trying to do the best we can for you. I can't make you understand. You're going to go here, and we'll talk about it later. I don't want to get angry at you. I'm getting a little frustrated, but I love you. Your mother loves you. Everybody wants what's best for you. So, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for understanding.
You're just a boy. Your mind is not fully formed yet. As soon as you grow up and realize that, that's okay. But right now you need help. We don't want you, and we won't be able to help you.
I think it already has. I hated that school. I really did. As much as I loved my parents, they never took my point of view into consideration.
Well, you're a kid. Nobody listens to kids.
You're listening to me.
Yeah, but I don't count. I mean, I'm looked down on the same way you are. I mean, kids are looked down on because people need people to look down on and others to look up to. I mean, kids are looked down on because you're a threat. I mean, you think your own thoughts. I mean, thinking your own thoughts is terrifying. I mean, adults, they want you to be like them. And if you're not, they label you troublemaker or sick or juvenile delinquent. I mean, judgment is all about people like me, like landing at the bottom. And then the people that are the hot shots, well, they're making the A's. And they're the ones that are They're the ones that are making the wars. And they're the ones that are profiting from them.
How'd you get so smart?
Street smarts.
You go to school?
For a while. I dropped out.
When?
You know, this is about you. I'll ask the questions here. If you really want to know, 9th grade.
Why?
Because I couldn't follow the rules. I mean, not my parents' rules, not the school's rules. I dropped out. I mean, then they kicked me out. I've been on my own ever since.
We have something in common.
Yeah. I see a lot of me and you, or you and me, or both. I mean, I want you to follow your heart, but I want it to lead to a better place than this.
I wish you'd been my teacher.
Yeah, well, nuns don't much care for a woman like me.
You're better than those nuns. I'd take you any day.
You're wise beyond your years.
I got myself a real education here in the past few months.
Tell me about it.
Learned a lot more, and it's a lot more fun, too.
Street smarts. But, I mean, don't your parents know where you are? I mean, aren't they worried about you?
They're worried, but I guess they don't.
Well, I mean, why don't you tell them?
I can't face them. I feel like I let them down.
What would you do? I mean, well, how long you been gone?
4 months? 5? All summer. I left in May before graduation.
You've been gone all summer. I mean, your parents must be worried sick.
I even went home a couple of times. Well, maybe more than a couple.
Your parents didn't try to stop you? They just let you leave?
They didn't know I was there. I slept in the garage.
You're kidding.
I wish I was. I drove around mostly.
Wait, you had a car? You're not even old enough to have a driver's license.
I stole a couple of cars. I grew up on a farm. I learned how to drive a tractor. I stole things like candy and food to keep from starving.
Yeah, I don't even know whether to believe you or not. Go on, start from the beginning.
I couldn't handle the Catholic schools they sent me to. And I hated war, and that apparently is a sign of sickness in our country.
So you pay attention to politics?
Not much.
Well, a few months back, President Kennedy made this beautiful speech. It was about peace. And he said, we're all mortal. We all breathe the same air.
I wish I'd heard it. A few months ago, I wasn't around the TV. I actually haven't seen one in months. Every now and then, I'd catch a glimpse of a newspaper. You know what that reminds me of? A letter my mom got from a friend. She showed it to me. Or maybe I found it in a drawer. I don't remember. But I liked it so much that I kept it with me. It's written by Louise Hibbler to her son Warren, a pilot in World War II.
May I read it?
Yeah.
In your last letter we received, you were thrilled over a beautiful sunset. So you see, God's handiwork can still be seen, though it's hidden from the eyes of most of the money, power, mad people on earth. If they would just delight themselves in such things, their hearts would not be turned and inclined to creating such wars and destruction. Yet there are even more beautiful things in this world created by God than sunsets. And these are the peace-loving souls whose hearts wax cold when they read about the blood-curdling atrocities which are assigned to our soldiers. Well, for instance, the invasion on Tokyo. However, most people think differently than I do. But if they don't change their hatred into peace and kindness, our nation will meet with the same fate. Our industries and homes will be made targets. And I firmly believe that God will protect all of his people who have peace and kindness in their hearts and goodwill towards people of other nations. Louise Hibbler. That's beautiful.
I know. I don't even know her, and she's my hero. Along with Anne Frank.
Anne Frank?
At the school, I had two things that gave me peace and hope. The river was one, Anne Frank was the other.
Anne Frank, a Catholic boarding school, and the river. Yeah, that's a combo to die for.
See, she says that the mother does. If you can take delight in things like the river and the sunset over the river, you won't get so much thrill out of blowing people up and killing people. That's what the church should be teaching. They should have classes on the river. No, that would ruin it. They should just give kids each day time just to sit and think. And Frank said the same thing. Think of all the beauty still left in the world and be happy.
You memorize the book?
I read it a bunch of times. I carry it with me wherever I go.
Your water runs deep for one so young. I want you to grow up like that lady. Or Aunt Frank.
I want to grow up like you.
Oh my God, no, not like me.
You're nice. Why not? You understand me.
Well, not many people would think that.
Not many people take delight in sunsets. That reminds me. I used to dream of Aunt Frank. She would talk to me in dreams.
What'd she say?
I wish I could get out of this place.
It could be worse, you know. A lot worse. There's a big difference. You have your whole life ahead of you. Maybe you'll go to jail for a year or two, but it won't be like where I'm going.
I don't like it here. At least you're with friends.
I trade places in a minute.
You wouldn't like it here. It's all military stuff and marching around and following orders. It's really boring.
How do you know I wouldn't like it? As far as the training, it's all make-believe. Pretend. You aren't going to shoot anyone, and no one's going to shoot you. So you have to march around and listen to boring lectures. Try being in here for a day if you want to hear boring lectures. Grown-ups are pretty much boring. That's just the way it is. And I got news for you. The soldiers around here are real. They carry real guns with real bullets that kill people. And if I'm caught, I die. If you're caught, you get suspended. You have it so rough.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you mad. Reading your words and knowing the conditions that you wrote them under is what gives me hope. I mean, I don't want to be a Nazi soldier chasing around Anne Frank.
That's sweet.
I'm a jerk for making you feel that way. I know that you were chased and hounded. Every second could be your last. Every sound was an instrument of terror. You couldn't go outside, you couldn't make a noise. Footsteps sent right through your system. There you are, getting on each other's nerves, trying to remain calm and strong, and not even dare flushing the toilet.
Maybe I wouldn't have come up with good insights at such a young age. At least that's what people give me credit for. That and just managing to keep going.
You got a lot of confirmation. I do too. I like to go, sit by the riverbank, just watch it flow, wonder where it's going, imagining that I'm going with it. It's very peaceful.
I couldn't go to university. I read this in my diary. The best remedy for those who are afraid, lonely, or unhappy is to go outside, somewhere where they can be quite alone with the heavens, nature, and God. And I firmly believe that nature brings solace in all troubles.
I wish I could write like that. And you didn't even get to experience that feeling.
I didn't get to go outside. That made me appreciate what I could do in more. I would look out that window, and sometimes it seems I spent a whole day gazing at that big white horse chestnut tree.
White horse chestnut tree? My name is White. Well, my last name.
And I always think of you when I see that tree.
I'm going to do everything I can to be like you when I get out of here.
What's your favorite passage from my book?
Here's my favorite. I've read your book 2 or 3 times. I don't believe that the big men, the politicians, and the capitalists alone are guilty of the war.
Oh no, the little man is just as king. Otherwise, the people of the world would have risen in revolts long ago. There is an urge and rage in people to destroy, to kill, to murder. And until all mankind, without exception, undergoes a great change, wars will be waged. Everything that has been built up, cultivated, and grown will be destroyed and disfigured, after which mankind will have to begin all over again.
Well, that's profound.
Yeah.
You must have had a lot of time to think.
I had a lot of time to think in here. But that made me appreciate what I could do even more. I could...
See, I always thought, after everything you had saw and been through, I always thought that people were wretched at heart.
Yes, of course. That's the message behind your favorite. But I had to have something to believe in. I couldn't give up hope. And I was thinking of the people who risk their lives every day to help us. They weren't being paid. There was no reward except for feeling good about helping others. That's why I said, in spite of everything, I still believe people are truly good at heart. It's utterly impossible for me to build up my life on a foundation of chaos, suffering, and death. I hear the approaching thunder that one day will destroy us too. I feel the suffering of millions, and yet, when I look up at the sky, I somehow feel that everything will change for the better. That this cruelty too will end. That peace and tranquility will return once more. I understand that you have no one to believe in, that you want someone to believe in you. But you have to find your own hope in your own life. You are the hope of the world.
She was my age, the age I am now when she started writing her diary. I fantasized that she was my girlfriend when we ran off together, but I never had the guts to tell her, not even in a dream.
Well, did you tell her where you were or why you were there?
She knew all that stuff in the dream.
Well, you know, I'm real, and we're not in a dream now, and I still don't know. So, why don't you tell me?
Sorry, I got sidetracked. You're like a dream, and that's why I got sidetracked.
You are not like any 14-year-old I know. Oh, start at the beginning.
Well, that's a good place. You already know most of the beginning. My parents worried about me. The head priest of parish paid part of the tuition. My parents had to take out a mortgage on the house to pay for the rest of it. That's why I can't face them. I feel like I let them down.
Well, what'd you do?
Well, I went. I didn't want to, but I decided to try and please my parents. That and I had no choice.
Yeah, that can be a strong motivator.
It was. I remember they drove me to the place. They cried when they left. And there I was, about to be the one thing I hated more in the world. A soldier. So I sat there and cried too.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Of course, they didn't think they were sending me to hell.
Well, that's why it's paved with good intentions. So what'd you do now?
Well, I decided to make what I could. I would try to do my best, take the good parts and be grateful and deal with the bad parts. It was only a year.
Right.
Well, 9 months actually.
Like giving birth.
I don't understand.
9 months?
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, you take the good with the bad, the indignity and the pain, and at the end, you have a beautiful child.
I almost did too.
Did what?
Had a beautiful child. You know, graduate, go home, mom and dad proud of their beautiful child.
But you didn't make it.
Almost. I almost made it. 2 weeks. My grades were good, but it hit me. I couldn't go through this ceremony wearing that uniform. I'd be like a Nazi soldier chasing around Anne Frank. Everything that I stood for, that ceremony made a mockery of.
So what'd you do?
I couldn't go against my own conscience. I just couldn't do it. I knew I couldn't do it. So I told the nun to go to hell.
You what?
I wanted her to suspend me.
Well, that'll do it all right. I mean, can you tell me the rest?
Well, I told her to go to hell, and then she took me to the principal's or the priest's office, and Then I ran away. You know what? I try to think of those nuns. What makes them want to live such a strange lifestyle? I mean, in some ways, they're no different than you are. They wear the uniforms, but they have lives outside of being a nun.
Well, like how so?
Well, like this one. She was my favorite. I used to sneak out of my room and go listen to her play the drums. I liked it. The fact that she wasn't following rules.
Yeah.
She was making rules, making music. It was beautiful. And it didn't matter if the music was good or bad. Well, it was actually pretty good. What mattered is she was doing what she wanted to do, not doing something because she was told to do it.
I've never met a kid quite like you.
Who's there? You, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be in your room. Lights out.
I know, I like the way you play the drums.
Thanks. Let me excuse you for being here. Or explain.
Music is beautiful, unlike the rest of the school.
The rest of the school isn't beautiful?
Not really.
You're such an intelligent young man. Gifted even. But there's something wrong with your mind. You do stuff like this knowing you'll be punished. I don't understand. I want to, but you leave me no choice.
I just like the way you play your drums.
I'm going to have to report you. I think you know that. It's my job. You have such a great opportunity here. The boys who would love to be here. And you're one of the select few, really. And you just want to throw it all away. I don't understand. You have to go back to your room. Report to me first thing in the morning. I'll see what can be done about you. Don't worry, I'm not going to suspend you or anything.
Why not?
You didn't do anything wrong.
Go to hell. I waited there. She brought me to the priest's office and sat me down. She locked the door, but she didn't lock the window. See, I figured the priest would just expel me, or something like that. But then I got to thinking, I was so paranoid. What if you got a doctor? They put me on medication, it messed with my mind. And I wanted no part of that. Oh, no. So, I saw the keys on a hook by a window. I took them, climbed out the window, and I jumped down. And I ran like hell to the garage. I knew the car would be there because the keys were there. So sure enough, I got into the garage, got into the car, started her up. Then off I went. I knew that the car would be hot and it would give me away. They would be looking for it. So I drove into a nearby town and I ditched the car. Then I caught a bus to Toledo. I had some money left over because my parents' allowance that they sent me every month.
Well, did you know where you were going or what you were going to do?
No, I didn't have a clue. I knew I couldn't stay there, and I knew I couldn't go home. So I just play it by ear, I guess.
Paul Thompson, you are under arrest for sale of narcotics and possession.
Oh my God, I knew this day was coming.
Who's this?
He's nobody.
How old are you?
21?
I'm sure you are. I'm sure you're going to tell me this young lady here is your mom.
I didn't say that.
Well, no, hey, leave him alone. He has nothing to do with this.
Am I going to have to add statutory rape to the charge?
It's nothing like that. She's my friend. She helped me out. She was letting me stay here. She saved my life.
Yeah, what is helping out somebody a crime?
The way you help is like a crime, more like helping yourself.
Listen, I did something good. I did something good for one of my godforsaken life.
She helped me. No one else did.
No,
Okay.
no.
Calm down. Listen. Take her away. Cuff her and take her away.
No.
Take her away. You young man, I'm going to give you a break. I'm going to let you go if your story checks out and your mother will come and get you. We're going to release you to the custody of your mother. So come on, let's go. Take her away.
Oh.
One more thing. And Lydia is our indispensable stage manager, and these guys are all fantastic. And now we invite you to stay and ask the cast whatever you like. I really want to hear what these kids think of being in this play because they're the same age as Bill. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And I want to thank you all. You know, every rehearsal, we were nailed to the script. Tonight, they did not have a script in their hand. Fantastic. Okay, my brother saw a rehearsal and he said this young lady would steal the show. 3 parts, partly out of necessity, partly out of director's choice. So, why don't Jody? We started with Jody. This wasn't easy, but it was worth it. And thank you. That's great applause. And I'll start with Jody because I've known Jody quite a while. And I just met Anthony and Nadia through this play. And we'll let them say if they ever want to see me again after being in this. But Jody, you played a woman of ill repute. Tell me what that was like for you. Because you really did good with Paula. I mean, you really nailed her.
Well, I think that for me, playing the part was really fun, really enjoyable. We had a good time. I think that, you can find good in everybody, and just because somebody has a lot of bad qualities doesn't mean that they're all bad. And I think that when you see somebody in need, that brings out the nurturing side in a lot of people, maybe all of us, and if it doesn't, maybe it should, and maybe we should think about that. And so the play for me was really about, this lady is very, very far removed from anything. I'm pretty much on the straight and narrow. And so it was kind of fun for me to get to explore, okay, if you're not on the straight and narrow, how do you take care of somebody else? And how do you, really care about somebody's story? And I think that this lady, I don't know if Bill White ever met this lady again or after because this is a true story, this is what really happened. So, but I know he had to be grateful. Grateful. So it meant a lot to me to play him. Anthony is fantastic. Everybody did a fantastic job. And Terry did a great job as a playwright with a 1-act. We have a lot of challenges. I mean, tonight, as you see, we're all enjoying Drew Hill. So I mean, we had a lot of challenges. But you know what? I mean, like they would have too. They had, I mean, there's a lot of obstacles to overcome, and you just persevere and you push through. And that's what Bill definitely did because he was on his own. So I'm going to let Anthony speak to, what do you think? Do you think that you could hightail it out of the situation and make it on your own for 4 months?
Did you relate to Bill, Anthony, and part of answering Jody's question?
Myself, and like, I honestly could not do what Bill went through. He was by himself for months on end, and then he met her, and it changed his life. And myself, like knowing myself, I would not be able to do that for months on end and go to that school. He's brave for what he did, and I couldn't do it.
He stood up for something he believed in, and I think that's one message. Bill did that the rest of his life, and he touched a lot of people. I want to say something about Jody's character in real life. You know, we had this terrible bombing, more violence in England, but there's a young man, a homeless man, who enjoys about the same degree of reputation as a prostitute. And he actually, as little kids were coming out of there screaming and their faces bleeding, he actually helped them. And a billionaire businessman in England wants to give him free rent and money. And he said, and I was so touched by this because I thought of the play, he said, just because I'm homeless doesn't mean I don't have a heart.
Right.
And so that's real life, and Paula's real life too, although I made up most of the dialogue. But,
And with me being the mother, I thought what we were doing was best for Bill, even though we didn't see the signs that he didn't want it. We thought, you know, it was just being, you know, fighting us, and we thought maybe there was a sickness he had mentally or whatever. He wasn't paying attention to us or obeying us. In reality, he was just following his own.
And I think the whole time, I mean, like, I don't think that today is much different than it was back in the 60s. I mean, I think we're probably in kind of the same situation overall. You know, there's a lot of different opinions. There's a lot of kind of unrest right now, and which direction are we going to go, and what's good for us, and things like that. And the 60s were pretty much, I mean, not that I lived in them, but I mean, that's from the play. That's what I got, that that's what that was about, too, that you didn't really know which direction to go. Because even researching it, like the first part was very straight-laced and very, you know, I mean, very straight-laced, and by the end of the 60s, everything was wild. The fashion was wild, and everything was right.
And not that I lived through the 60s either. Anyway, Nadia, 3 roles. She started out, I begged her to do Anne Frank. And she said, yes, I would do it. So then the nun got added, and wasn't she lovely in that outfit? I just was wonderful. And then the policeman with me. So anyway, and you also told me that this was your first, you called it big role, so thank you for saying that. And just any thoughts you have in doing 3 roles?
Yeah, personally, for me, it was a privilege for me to play her. Before this play, I didn't really know much about her except for she was a Jewish girl in an attic. But during this play, I actually learned a lot about her. Like, I could never go through what she has been through. I wouldn't have lived through that. Like, it's crazy. But during this play, I got interested into the book, so I started reading it, and it's really, really interesting, and I love it. This play was really fun. I liked it.
I enjoyed myself.
Bill was a very gentle soul who was peaceful, and he didn't like war, and he always had all the galleys
To fight against the war peacefully, of course. And he, my friend, I miss him.
Does anyone in the audience have anything you'd like to ask or add to what they have said? You know, as a playwright, I'm very grateful that you got turned on to Anne Frank. Was there a question? Yes, go ahead. Oh.
Hi. So what's something that you've learned
children really get to experience parents who understand them, and it kind of made me have more of an open mind. So like the people in my school and people I'm surrounded with who don't have the same parents as I do, the loving and understanding parents, and it kind of made me not really relate, but understand what they're going through. It kind of felt good.
Well said. I think there's another question back here. Somebody else had a hand up. Jody had said, related this to the 60s. Unfortunately, America is nonstop war. I mean, we call ourselves a peaceful country, but a country that is at war constantly, endless wars, $1 trillion budget for war, and you want to cut food stamps, Medicaid, Social Security. I do not see progress from the 60s till now, personally. I feel that all these actors, we've talked about courage, but they showed some courage. This is Memorial Day, when America goes even crazier on war and, honoring soldiers. And some of the lines said, Bill said, I don't want to be a soldier. I don't want to be a soldier chasing Anne Frank. And so that's another message, thanks to Bill White. I wouldn't have written this play. Bill touched me deeply. Then I started reading Anne Frank. I'd read her a long time ago. But just two of my favorite people, Bill White and Anne Frank. And they both stood a lot for courage, for standing up for what they believed in. And Anne Frank has left a legacy around the world. And Bill will leave, if not that big of a legacy, he certainly will leave one. I see him very similar. Anything else you want to add? You guys were great in the discussion, great in the play. Again, we started rehearsing a month ago, and we did not do one rehearsal without holding a script in our hands, and that includes me, and I had all those lines, wow, I had so many lines. But today, did you see a script? They really deserve credit. They came through. So thank you. I just want to say I felt very honored that all of you felt strongly enough about words I wrote to make them come alive. Thank you. Thank you.
We just did lots and lots and lots of practice. We just went over and over and over, and we really tried to just think about what these people, because we're playing real life people, what they would really, what they would really be like, and just going over the lines over and over and over, and blocking the scenes, and just really listening to each other and working with each other.
What made you want to do this? Like, what made you want to participate in this?
Terry had asked us, and I had done another thing a long time ago with Terry, and I knew that, Riverdrums was like a really cool thing to participate in, and I just really enjoy being in plays and in acting, so it seemed like a good opportunity to do something fun.
So much.
And Lydia is our indispensable stage manager, and these guys are all fantastic. And now we invite you to stay and ask the cast whatever you like. I really want to hear what these kids think of being in this play because they're the same age as Bill. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And I want to thank you all. You know, every rehearsal, we were nailed to the script. Tonight, they did not have a script in their hand. Fantastic. Hey, my brother saw a rehearsal and he said this young lady would steal the show. 3 parts, partly out of necessity, partly out of director's choice. So